Hello, this is KMVC News. I'm Chaz Maddie. Our student anchor is sick this week, so you get me. For seniors at Missouri Valley College, graduation is fewer than 180 days away. And as KMVC's Bobby Collins reports, Missouri Valley College is helping students prepare for their future.
Missouri Valley College offers students a resume and social networking workshop in order to help them with the job application and interview process. During the workshop, Professor Bergman talked about the different types of resumes as well as how to use one's social media profile to their advantage. Professor Bergman offers the seminar twice a semester in order to help students.
The workshops have been offered for years. I was offering them when I first started taking the career, when I first was placed in as career planning. I was presenting them 2 times a semester. Participation, it depends on student scheduling, but try to provide the workshop at least twice a semester, and then I have open hours from 2 to 4 every Wednesday where I can work with students, but really if anyone makes an appointment I can help them work one-on-one on their resumes. That's too much.
For one student in particular, the workshop helped a lot.
First, I just really wanted some second looks into my resume and to all the stuff that's going into this process, because you've never done it before, so you don't really know if you're doing it right. And so it's just really important to get lots of opinions and lots of eyes on your work. And yeah, I'd say that I just like to look up to professors in particular because they've been where we're at and they can tell you exactly what to expect when you're going in and you're filling out this paperwork or you're doing interviews for these programs.
The workshop will be held again in the spring semester. Bobby Collins, KMVC News.
Information on events like this is available on the MoVal app, which is a free download from the Google Play and Apple App Store. The Missouri Valley College men's soccer team ended its regular season as the Heart of America Athletic Conference champions, and with some honors, including 3 first-team players, 3 second-team players, and the 3rd Coach of the Year title for head coach Vladimir Simic in the last 5 seasons. The number 1 seeded Vikings opened the Hart tournament against the 9th seeded Mount Mercy Mustangs. After a scoreless first half, Sergio Toro found Miguel Fernandez for the 1-0 lead. It was Fernandez's 4th goal of the season. Late in the second half, about a minute remaining, Rohan Lindsay from the Mustangs just kicks it in the air, deflects off David Hernandez, and goes in. Ties the score at 1. The teams played 2 scoreless overtimes, and it went to penalty kicks. The Vikings made all 4 of their penalty kicks. But when it came time for the Mustangs, the first attempt hits the crossbar right at the elbow. The second attempt, saved by Hernandez. Valley advances on penalty kicks 4-1 and will take on the Mid-Am Pioneers on November 7th on Greg Mitchell Field. The Missouri Valley College women's soccer team is the 3 seed in the Hart tournament and hosting Mid-Am. And just a little less than 9 minutes into the game, it's Julia Amador putting the Vikings on the board with a free kick just inside the left post. That would be all the Vikings would need. Anna Bobiak faced just 1 shot on the night. The Vikings defense limited the Pioneers to just a couple of chances. And the Vikings, Callie Fournier, added a goal in the second half of a nice feed from Amador. Bobiak gets the shutout, and Valley advances with a 2-0 win. The Vikings play the 2nd-seeded Benedictine Ravens on November 8th at Atchison, Kansas. The Missouri Valley College women's volleyball team hosted a round of the Heart of America Athletic Conference Tournament playoffs. And as KMVC's Mateus Marino reports, the Lady Vikings are now 1 step closer to the national championship tournament.
After a long time waiting, the women's volleyball team hosted the first round of the Heart of America playoffs. The Vikings got the win over Evangel University, moving on to the semifinals this Wednesday.
It's been a long time coming, 5 years coming, and they've worked really hard to earn this, right?
Going for the win in the 4th set, the Vikings gradually built up a lead. Both teams were exchanging points in the 1st set, then the Vikings stepped up with 5 straight points, helped by 2 kills by senior outside hitter Katarina Krzysztoszek. The Vikings ended the 4th set with a score of 25-21. Some individual Vikings stood out, such as Krzysztoszek with a total of 36 kills and 18 digs, and the senior setter Kristen Sazma with a career high of 54 assists. Now the team must focus on their next challenge.
And now we move on, and again we get to host the semifinal against Central Methodist, who's just down the road. So it's going to be a big-time environment on Wednesday. We're really excited, and the winner of that is basically going to get a trip to nationals. So a lot's going to be on the line, and we are ready for that.
Mateus Marinho, KMVC News.
The Vikings play Central Methodist November 7th at Burns Gym at 7 o'clock. The two teams split matches earlier this season, with each winning on the road. Live coverage of the game is available on moval.edu. Senior day for the Missouri Valley College football team had the Vikings hosting the second-ranked team in the NAIA, the Baker Wildcats. The Wildcats entered the game as winners of 26 straight conference games, while the Vikings entered the season with a 4-5 mark. 22 seniors played their final game on Greg Mitchell Field, but the first Valley highlight came from a freshman. Baker took a 3-0 lead midway through the first quarter, but on the ensuing kickoff, this is Elton Taylor. It's a 93-yard kickoff return that gives Valley a 7-3 lead. It's Valley's lone kickoff return of the season. Taylor also blocked a punt and returned it for a score earlier this season against CMU. Vikings extend the lead on this in the second quarter. Jake Bridges scrambling is going to find Kenny Sanford for the score. Baker actually blocked the extra point, returned it for 2 points, added a field goal. It was 13-8 going into the half. Third quarter, Bridges hits Jakari Johnson. Johnson makes a couple nice moves and scrambles for 41 yards inside the 20-yard line. Johnson had 4 catches and 95 yards in the day. That play sets up this 1-yard plunge by Kenny Sanford, and the Vikings extended the lead to 20-8. Baker's J.D. Woods scored on a 5-yard run in the fourth quarter to bring the Wildcats within 5. But Bridges hit Dorian Stannard. It's an 80-yard score over the top, and it gives Valley a 27-15 lead. Bridges was 13-22 for 230 yards. Stannard, the senior captain, had 3 catches for 88 yards. Baker added a late touchdown, but Valley held on to upset number 2, 27-22. The Vikings closed the season on the road against Mid-America Nazarene on November 14th. In addition to all of that, it's also basketball season. KMVC's Amber Tabling gives us a look at the men's team that's looking to rebound after last season.
The Missouri Valley men's basketball team opened up their 2017 season October 31st with a victory against William Woods University.
Absolutely. I thought that our guys came out with great energy. I thought that we played very well from start to finish. Had a lot of contributions from everybody that played, and we had a great crowd, and it's a great way to get started our first game of the season.
I think we really got things going as a group a lot better than what we expected. We didn't really expect to click the way we did so fast.
Last year, the Vikings ended its season 15-17 overall. But this year, Valley has already shown to be more versatile.
I think that we have good depth. I think that we can play a lot of different people and a lot of different styles. If that's any indication how we're going to play for the next 29 games, I think that it'll be exciting.
With experienced returners and a team with depth, the Vikings enter this season with leadership as its key component.
You know, I think our leadership comes through our experiences. So night in, night out, if we can have 10 to 12 leaders on the floor, I think we'll be very successful.
With many experienced leaders, Valley should position themselves for a deep postseason run.
My expectations for this season are pretty high. I expect us to go far in conference, have a big impact throughout the year, just stand out.
The Vikings were picked as number 7 in the preseason coaches poll for the Heart of America Athletic Conference and are 3-0 on the season thus far. Amber Tabling, KMVC News.
The Vikings play against Ottawa University November 7th in Ottawa, Kansas at 7. Putting points on the board also applies to the NAIA second-ranked Missouri Valley College men's wrestling team. KMVC's Victor Casey reports on how the ranking, though, is nothing but a number.
Head coach of the men's wrestling team, Mike Mockles, believes being ranked this high is good for them, and they can show the country that they can live up to the hype.
Well, you know, it's nice to have that number 2 rating coming out of the blocks. That means there's some respect from everybody else. Shows that we've done our work as far as trying to get to a good position, but honestly just really puts a big target on your back. So now we have to show, everybody else believes we're somebody special, so we need to show that we are going to be that team.
Having 9 individuals ranked can be exciting, but for these wrestlers, rankings don't phase their mindsets.
Just keep working hard, try to get through the season, finish on top.
Go out, wrestle every match, one match at a time. Don't worry about who's across the line. Just go out there and do what I've been doing my whole life, and the results will come out the way that I need to in the end.
You know, for me, Rankings don't mean much. I take it one day at a time, one practice at a time, one tournament at a time, one match at a time. I want to take it home, bring another heavyweight title back to MoVal.
We're 1 and 2 in the country, and Baker's going to be in the top 15 probably. So, you know, we got a great conference. Should be a great year. We duel all those guys. It'll be a lot of fun, but you know, at the end of the year, we want to be standing on the podium somewhere and bring home some hardware.
Victor Casey, KMVC News.
Next up for the wrestling team is the Coffin Brand Open at Maryville University in St. Louis. Many schools are implementing a new team into their athletic program that does not require a field to play on. A new Missouri Valley College esports team is coming to the school, and KMVC's Jesus Zilli reports one student is a League of Legends player who has everything to be a part of the team.
Sports have achieved an incredible popularity with the passage of time and the advancement of technology. League of Legends is an online game that has revolutionized the world since its creation in 2009. The game is one of the most famous esports in the world alongside other games like Counter-Strike and Dota 2. MVC Computer Information Systems, Ethan Carden started playing League of Legends 2 years ago and has the skills and the tools to be part of the MVC's new team.
Video games are becoming like more and more popular as time goes on, and esports is becoming very, very big. So I think it's really cool they're bringing it. It would be really cool to be a part of that. Definitely doing some type of like semi-professional or like college level play would definitely help you to get noticed by, you know, larger teams, because I mean, you'll play on a college team and then a semi-pro team might see you play and then you get on there, and then, you know, on a semi-pro team, a pro team might see you and then you could get on there, you know, so, you know, they could go from there.
Carden has spent more than $2,000 in all his equipment. He said that in order to be the best, you also need the best tools.
It's just like, I like to play video games and I like to have the best chance I can of being the best. And so whenever you have all the equipment that you need inside of here and you know, good internet, like you have all the proper tools to be the best.
Nowadays, professional players can win millions of dollars, just like a professional sport player. Jesus Zilli, KMVC News.
And Missouri Valley is seeking a coach for that team. We'll have a follow-up next week on KMVC News. Women are taking over the comedy scene at Missouri Valley College. KMVC's Victor Casey reports on the MVC Flatliners that are making history.
For the first time ever, MVC Flatliners have an all-female staff. They're excited to make this adjustment and create this new bond with one another on stage.
It's really different with all females now because we can kind of play around with the gender roles. And like sometimes it's like, well, I'm playing a guy, and you kind of have to kind of put that more out there that you're being a guy. But other than that, it's just, I don't know, there's not much drama between us. We're all pretty chill with each other. It's fun.
It's awesome. Like, go for power. It's cool. Kind of seamless because there's lots of improv with dance. It's just now with my voice and word choice instead of movement quality.
It's really nice. I think we all work really well together and it's working really well. We've had some really good shows this semester, so hopefully we'll have a good show tonight.
It's great. I actually live with two of the other ones in Viking Village. It's really awesome to be able to hang out with your friends and get to create stuff every now and again, you know. It's fun to be with them and create this separate world with them when we're on stage.
Victor Casey, KMVC News.
The next Flatliners Improv is set for November 15th at 9:30. And Missouri Valley students were haunted by some young ghosts and goblins on Halloween. Preschool and elementary age kids came to the campus to do some trick-or-treating early on in the morning, bringing smiles, laughter, and as they walked around campus and showing off their costumes, taking pictures, and receiving candy from faculty members. It was a good time for everyone. That's KMVC News for this week. Thanks for watching. I'm Chaz Maddie.